The Exorcist seemed to pave the way for demonic possession movies, with there being a surge over the years of possession and exorcism films, from the likes of The Exorcism of Emily Rose to The Last Exorcism and of course Hereditary. Despite the sheer amount that are constantly released, these movies always seem to draw an audience. So these are the top 5 scary demons in horror movies part 3. Let's jump in. Coming in at number 5 we have Azazel from Fallen. Fallen plays out like a psychological crime thriller, yet manages to be a demon horror movie all at the same time. A tough feat, that's for sure. Released in 1998 and directed by Gregory Hoblet, Fallen stars Denzel Washington as a Philadelphia detective, John Hobbs, who is investigating occult murders committed by a supposed copycat killer, with the OG killer sitting on death row. Now, while investigating the copycat murders, Hobbs stumbles across many demonic books, as well as the name Azazel, which is written on the wall of an abandoned home. Azazel is of course a demon who was once an angel before he fell, and he turns out to be the main antagonist of the movie. He is a powerful demon capable of possessing people simply through touch, and in one scene hops from person to person in a matter of seconds, with the only telling sign being a song his victims seem to sing when possessed. His mere existence on the mortal realm is to wreak havoc among humankind, and above all else he loves tormenting and ruining the lives of those he is incapable of possessing, one of those people being Detective Hobbs. His modus operandi is to possess beings, commit a series of crimes, and then frame these people for his crimes. Now Azazel does have a fear though. He fears death, which is shown in the final moments of the movie, resulting in an epic conclusion to a truly effective movie. Before we jump into number 4, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, it really helps us out a lot. Coming in at number 4 we have Session 9. Now Session 9 is a bit of a curveball on our list, considering it's not an outright demon movie. It's definitely one that can be left up to viewer interpretation. You get to decide what went on. Was it all in the mind of the protagonist, or was something sinister at play? Released in 2001 and directed by Brad Anderson, Session 9 is a psychological horror movie that follows an asbestos abatement crew who begin to experience strange goings-on while working inside of an abandoned mental asylum. While the crew clean up the asylum, it is paralleled with a former patient's regression tapes, which prove to be one of the most terrifying elements of the movie. Now, the crew need to be in and out, with them being required to get the job done within 2 weeks. However, nothing goes according to plan once inside of the asylum, with them all branching off and facing their own fears alone. And soon, the men begin to disappear one by one, losing their minds in the process. Does the asylum house something demonic, or is the isolation affecting the minds of the crew? Are the regression sessions a warning? This is what makes the movie so effective. It is so simple. A small group of actors, one location, and a truly creepy story. It proves that simple is often better when it comes to horror, and this is shown through even the simple act of one character listening to tape recordings. Honestly, the voices on these tapes creep me out even today. Session 9 sparks a conversation, and that's what makes the movie so damn good. Honestly, the first time I watched the film, I was paralyzed in fear. It truly terrified me. Since then, I think I've probably seen the movie 1 time. After that. It's a tough watch because of how frightening it is. It burrows right under your skin. Also, don't yell at me. I know outright, there's no demon, but there might be. Okay. Clearly, I didn't understand the assignment that I gave myself when I got to this number. I just picked a random movie. I gave myself the list. And then I didn't even pick a demon, I picked a movie that could potentially have a demon, but we never see anything, and it's left up to viewer interpretation. Anyway, don't yell at me. That's what you get and you're gonna like it, okay? Coming in at number 3 we have Jeepers Creepers. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers is a demonic villain that we just don't get to talk about enough. Let's change that. Released in 2001 and directed by Victor Salva, a terrible human being by all means, but we won't discuss that. The movie stars the likes of Gina Phillips and Justin Long, with it following siblings Trish and Derry on a road trip home as they are relentlessly pursued by the Creeper, a demonic serial killer. Now, the Creeper appears in Jeepers Creepers and the subsequent sequels, with it being an ancient demon who seeks human organs to replace its own damaged ones, with it hunting for 23 days every 23rd spring. The origin of the Creeper is never elaborated on in detail, but that doesn't make him any less terrifying. In appearance, he is very domineering, with a masculine and muscular physique covered in thick green scales. However, his most terrifying feature has to be the the webbed appendages that display whenever he is threatened, almost like an insect or even something out of Jurassic Park. He also has a set of bat-like wings that fold against his back, hiding under his large coat. This demon is incredibly powerful, being able to regenerate any part of his body by consuming a similar part from a human victim, which in turn has allowed him to survive for centuries. He also possesses a third nostril that allows him to sniff out specific organs. He can also smell these organs when the human victim is in a state of fear. So if you have no fear, you may be able to survive this demon. To be honest, if it were me, I would just hide for 23 days and hope he doesn't find my organs, or want them. I mean, they're kind of damaged. I drink a lot and I used to smoke very heavily. Mine are broken. You don't need mine, I need some. Coming in at number 2, we have Succubus from Jennifer's Body. We've discussed Jennifer's Body a handful of times on this channel fairly recently, with me constantly defending the movie and the negative backlash it received. Although that all seems to be fading these days, with many people realizing that Jennifer's Body was way ahead of its time, with it now being something of a cult classic. Released in 2009 and starring Megan Fox as Jennifer, the movie tells the story of a young girl who is kidnapped by a band to be used in a ritual as a sacrifice to the devil in order for them to be successful. However, the ritual doesn't go according to plan, with one key element being missing, which I won't ruin for all of you yet. But instead of dying, Jennifer transforms into a succubus, a demon that feeds on men after seducing them. Jennifer's best friend Needy is then left to pick up the pieces, attempt to help her friend and understand their new relationship. Now, as shown in the movie, succubus are incredibly powerful, with them possessing enhanced strength, superhuman speed, immortality, healing factor, infectious bite, seduction, and psychic link. It is incredibly difficult to defeat a succubus, however there are ways to go about it as seen in the movie. Firstly, a succubus becomes weakened by lack of food as it prevents them from healing. They can also be destroyed by being impaled in the heart or having their heart ripped out. Needy of course learns this the hard way at the end of the movie when she's forced to engage in an epic standoff against Jennifer. Also, if you enjoy Succubus, you should watch the show Lost Girl. That's a great succubus. Anna Silk, chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. I'd like to chef's kiss her face. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Paimon from Hereditary. Now, I'm aware we've discussed Hereditary many times in the past on this channel, and while the movie divides many, I think it's safe to say that Paimon is a terrifying demon that deserves the number 1 spot on our list. Released in 2018 and directed by Ari Aster, Hereditary follows a family in the throes of grief following the death of their strange grandmother, who it turns out was in cahoots with Satan, well, was in a satanic cult of sorts that were hell-bent on summoning Paimon, and they did just that, with the evil demon residing inside Charlie, the granddaughter, with her acting very strangely, with it all coming to a head one night when she's in a car with her brother, hurtling down the road after having an allergic reaction at a party. Of course, for those who have seen the movie, you know exactly what happens next, but for those who haven't seen it, I won't spoil the moment, even though I usually spoil everything. What I can say is that Paimon moves on to yet another host, and the damage and pain he inflicts upon the family is immense. From a levitating form with a wire through their neck to a person on fire, Paimon has the characters perform horrific acts with them lacking free will completely. Now, Paimon is one of the great kings of hell, with him possessing many worshippers in the mortal realm, with him granting them wealth and knowledge, hence why so many wish to summon him. But don't do it. Don't. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with that list? Which is your favourite horror movie demon? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 4, but we're running out of demons. This was even a stretch, so stop. Before I go there, I just want to respond to a few comments from part 2 of our list. John P said, I was young when the very first Exorcist movie came out. That movie scared the living out of me. I was scared to go to my room, I was scared to sleep, I was scared of everything. To this day, I've never watched that movie again. The Exorcist is amazing, but it never had that same effect on me like it did on everyone else. Everyone else is like, oh, The Exorcist is so scary. Like, it is, it's very scary, but it didn't, like...
It's a generational thing.
Yeah, but there's some people I know now that saw The Exorcist and they're like, oh, it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. I'm like, it is one of the best horror movies, but it doesn't like trigger me like that. Like, demon movies just don't though. Huh?
In the time.
Yeah, in the time it was like groundbreaking. But like, I have friends that watch it and they're like, oh my god, I could never watch that movie again. I'm like, why? So it's fine. Jenny G said, I remember when Drag Me to Hell came out and lots of people were saying Christine deserved everything she got. A tad harsh if you ask me. I don't know, I think Christine deserved everything she got. Should just extended the loan. The poor woman. Christine was after her own personal gain. That's what you get. If you put yourself before everyone else, you're gonna go to hell. So I'll see Christine there because I put myself before everyone else as well. You gotta do you. Look after you. Okay, this is bad advice. I'm like going against everything. Hannah said, you're already queen of hell, loose. Well, Hannah, do you know me? Why are you calling me loose? Who calls me loose? Joss calls me loose sometimes. One of my sisters calls me loose.
Hey, loose.
That's the first time Chris has ever said it, but only my close friends call me loose.
Oh.
Do I know you, Hannah?
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired indeed.
Not a close friend.
Hannah, you're not a close friend, but you can call me loose if you want. Chris, you can call me loose.
I'll be a close friend.
Huh? Actually, you don't have permission anymore. Flick Snacks and Knickknack said, spoils Deborah Logan. Now I don't want to spoil it. Okay, yes, I spoiled the movie and then proceeded to say, now I don't want to spoil this moment for you. I tend to say that in every list. I'm like, no spoilers, but also spoil. I'm trying my best. I just have a big mouth. I have to say everything I'm thinking, okay? People need to learn. Like, I say everything. I have to tell the world what's going on in my brain. How will you know otherwise? People deserve to know. Locke the Fox said, Lucy arrives in hell. All demons drop what they're doing and fall to their knees. Praise be to the Pale Queen. These are facts. I can't wait to go to hell and be around my peeps, you know? It's gonna be lit up in there. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you later. With there being a surge over the... Oh, I f***ed up on that there. And it really upsets me. I spelled it as like T-H-E-I-R when it should be T-H-E-R-E. I'm so sorry.
I see it.
Yeah, I see it and I had to comment on it. Okay. Here we go. I'm serious now. Huh?
I'm Batman. Exorcist.
Yeah. Running out of demons, people. Running out of demons. A tough feat, that's for sure. Tough feat, that's for sure. Got Journey in my head. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. You know, what a bop. This is shown through this. I'm just a bit tired, to be honest. Everyone back off. If I see one comment about session 9, you're all gone. Like Thanos.
Positive comments.
Only positive comments. Just like got a lot in my mouth for no reason at all, you know? Oh. The movie stars the likes of Gino Phillips. The movie stars the likes of Gino. That made me laugh. I know, I'm too chirpy. Okay. I'm too, like, okay. You're making me laugh. This is no laughing matter. Cheapers Creepers. Okay, this is my favorite. This is what I want to be. A succubus. Why do I just keep needing to swallow?
I'm not gonna say it.
Don't just, I know what you're thinking. We're on the same wavelength.